All right. So glad to have you here. Listen, I'm going to jump right into it because there is a new wave. A new wave. And you want to know about this wave because every new wave has two groups of people. It has the early adopters. They say they saw it coming. They understood the potential before it was proven. They took the risk when everyone else was skeptical. And then there's that everyone else group. They joined once it was familiar, once the bugs were fixed, once it became obvious and safe and normal. Let me tell you something, nothing is obvious at the beginning. It becomes obvious after it works. Let's just go back in time. Let's think about this. The internet. Remember dial up? Dial up connections, they took forever. There was confusing interfaces. Nobody understood it. There was so much skepticism like, who needs that? A curiosity. It wasn't even a necessity. But now, everything runs on it. Work, communication, commerce, entertainment, education, healthcare. It's become the foundation of modern life. So the question is, were you there when the internet was being built? Or did you just log on later? Let's talk about smartphones, the app economy. In 2007, it was the beginning. They said, touchscreens won't last. People want keyboards. This is just a fad. Then in 2010, there was a shift. Apps started changing everything. The App Store became an economy. And today, the reality. Banking, shopping, work, health, everything's mobile all the time. Here's the question again. Were you there when smartphones changed life? Or did you just download the apps later? Streaming. Oh my God. The DVD. Anybody remember the DVD era? Physical media ruled. Blockbuster was king. Streaming seemed impossible with constant buffering and quality issues. And then there was a disruption. Netflix pivoted. Bandwidth improved. Suddenly, instant access to unlimited content became real. And now it's the new normal. Cable got disrupted. Streaming became the default, and the subscription economy was born. And here's that question again. Were you there when streaming started? Or did you just become a viewer? My goodness, who would have thunk it? At first, there was so much resistance. I'm not getting in that stranger's car. How is this even legal? Taxis are safer. This won't work in my city. But now, it's the standard. Normal, worldwide, millions of rides every single day, changed urban planning, and it spawned entire industries. And I got to ask you again, were you there when ride sharing was a risk? Or did you join once it was safe? Well, I got to ask you some questions. Did you know that the United States power consumption will hit record highs in 2025 and 2026? The Energy Information Administration has already told us, and they're projecting that power demand will rise to 4,199 billion, that's with the B guys, kilowatt hours in 2025, and 4,267 billion kilowatts in 2026. And that's up from a record in 2024. Listen, just one planned AI data center campus will draw more electricity than the entire city of New York. This is why the grid is under pressure. Even the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission has said the country needs every single megawatt, every single electron it can get to meet the peak demand, especially as AI data center load grows and electrification of industry transport picks up. And it's picking up. And I remember this. I live in Texas. I remember the Texas freeze. The Texas freeze showed us one thing, that the grid cannot protect us. Our grid collapsed, millions lost power, homes went dark, families froze, and I was a recipient of pipes bursting. But we can't go to sleep on this. You can't listen to this and sleep on this. And I'm going to tell you who's not sleeping. Google's not sleeping. Google is preparing to invest trillions of dollars to build space-based AI infrastructure satellites powered by constant sunlight, operating as an off planet data center to ease the strain on the Earth's power grids. How amazing is that? But guess what? Think Plus has a solution, and we're in the front of the wave. We've got 4 services to help to solve this upcoming energy problem. Let's talk about these 4 services. First, community solar. Community solar is something you probably haven't heard of, but let me tell you something. It's a state-sponsored clean energy program delivering up to 20 years of savings for residential and small commercial customers. 20 years of savings. Now, you may know about rooftop solar, but what about the people who don't qualify for rooftop solar? Although it's quite good in so many cases, but everybody doesn't qualify because you got to have a certain credit score. You got to get the roof got to be in a certain position. You got to pay for the panels. Your roof may not be structurally sound, or the shape might not be the right. And you've got to be a homeowner. But let me tell you something. These solar farms are coming up everywhere, on land, on water, on ground, and even they're putting them on the roofs of parking lots. So how does this work? You've got a solar farm, and it takes and sends that solar to the grid, and the grid sends it to your house, and guess what? The discounts come to your bill. So why aren't you on a solar farm? Probably because you didn't even know you could be. You didn't even know you were in a state, or you had a loved one in a state that could be on a solar farm and get guaranteed savings for up to 20 years. No rooftop required. So that means you can be in an apartment, you can be in a townhome, you can be in a trailer home. Free to enroll. Cancel at any time, and renters do qualify. And you're going to be guaranteed a minimum of 5 to 25% savings credits on your bill, depending on which state you're in. Currently, we're in Colorado, Illinois, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Jersey, New York, Rhode Island, Virginia, and DC. And these other states have already received the money for these community solar developers to already have. The only 2 states that didn't accept the money were Texas and Florida. But we do have something for you, Texas. So this AutoSave, oh my goodness, that's our next service. AutoSave, and I know some of you say, look, I don't want to do this because I've been burnt before. Well, AutoSave was built for people who've been burnt before. This is where you disarm all the skepticism right now. So if you're a skeptic, don't even worry about it, because I know people fear that they'll raise your rate later. You're afraid that you're going to get an introductory price now and you're going to get some pain later. Or you've seen this movie before. But let me tell you what AutoSave actually does. It continually monitors utility rates. It automatically keeps customers at or below your utility. And it removes the guesswork and the fine print games. And it protects customers even when the markets change. If your utility, that we're not going to take you off of, you're going to stay with your utility. If the utility drops, you drop. If utility rises, then AutoSave with Think Plus protects you. This isn't anymore about chasing the cheapest rate. It's about never overpaying. AutoSave is going to guarantee savings when your supply is with Think Energy. No cap. It's going to guarantee, and let me tell you something, as long as the industry has been going on, we've never been able to say the word guarantee until now. We guarantee you will never pay more than the utility. No renewals. You don't have to work every single month, every single year, trying to find the best rate. You just set it and leave it alone. Sign up once. Let us do the work. And you can cancel at any time, and there's no fees to you. It does not cost you anything to get on AutoSave. Currently, we're in Illinois, Ohio, DC, New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania, and soon we'll be all across the United States. But something special taking place right now. When you get AutoSave and connect it with our Think Smart technology, with the Think Smart thermostat, you get 100% of the new AutoSave customers locked in to 5% savings for their first 3 months. And then if you add the smart thermostat to it, guess what? After that 3 months is over, you're still going to save 5% or more below the utility supply rate, guaranteed. That's absolutely amazing. Now, I mentioned Think Smart, but Think Smart right now is in Texas, but it's moving to those other 6 states any minute now. That means you're going to have thermostat integration that powers efficiency, and you get monthly bill credits on that light bill. Smart thermostats. It's a small device, but it's got a big role. And it's more than you even think it is. See, most people think a thermostat is just to control the temperature, but not ours. We've got proprietary technology that acts as a sensor for the entire system, feeds real-time data into proton technology, and it helps to decide when to store your energy, when to use your energy, or when to sell it back, improving your comfort and your efficiency. See, the thermostat isn't just for comfort. It's part of the power strategy. Now, I mentioned something about proton technology. Well, guess what? This is Think Plus's proprietary technology, and this is innovation. What proton technology does connects directly to your smart thermostat, learns the usage pattern, not guesswork. If you're a good user, it knows that. It optimizes when your energy is used. It coordinates with autosave and with a battery that I'm going to talk about in a few minutes, and it helps to monitor battery charge, discharge, and efficiency. Proton technology is like cruise control for your energy, constantly adjusting so you don't waste power or money. So, imagine this: smart energy plus a home battery plus a virtual power plant. This is the wave, guys. Energy becomes intelligent, homes join the grid, storage becomes strategy, and VPPs, virtual power plants, are infrastructure. This is one of those moments before it becomes normal.
Every summer we see it. Record heat, record energy demand, and the same story on repeat. Regular outages, soaring prices, a grid pushed to the breaking point.
The Earth is still hot. And so is the demand for electricity.
More energy is better than less energy.
With the rise of AI technology, demand on power plants is increasing.
Here's the thing. The grid we all depend on was built more than 100 years ago, for a time when electricity flowed one way, from a few big power plants to every home and business. But that world has changed. Today, millions of devices draw power every second. Demand for electricity keeps growing, but the grid hasn't kept pace. And it's not steady. Some hours we have plenty of power, others we're short. That's why electricity now costs different amounts at different times of day. When demand peaks, energy gets expensive. And when we need less energy, it's cheap. And this means consumers have to work harder and pay more for less reliable energy. Until now. A quiet revolution has started. Home batteries can now store energy when it's cheap or abundant, and use or even sell it back when it's needed most. Link thousands of those batteries together with smart software, and you get something entirely new called a virtual power plant. Instead of waiting for a distant generator to fire up, these connected devices can instantly feed energy back into the grid. The grid pays providers for this support. Those earnings can be shared with customers, lowering costs for the homeowners whose batteries made it possible. For consumers, that means significantly lower costs, predictable rates, and backup power when the grid fails, along with a direct role in building a cleaner, more resilient energy system. We are reshaping how electricity works as we're preparing to bring this idea to scale.
Think Plus will be partnering with a next-generation virtual power plant, connecting homes, batteries, and people into one intelligent energy network.
Our consumers will pay much less for even more reliable energy, with backup power for their homes. And when enough homes join, the grid gets stronger and energy becomes something we all share. This is the power of connection.
Coming soon from Think Plus.
Absolutely amazing. This is going to start in March 2026. We're starting this in Texas because Texas is just huge and we do things big, but we also have huge light bills. But I need you to understand this is coming to a city near you. This isn't just a battery. It's a connected ecosystem that changes how energy works in your home. 4 integrated components. I've already talked about them. AutoSave, ThinkSmart, the smart thermostat. All of this is going to work together, and depending on what city you're in, that's how it will work for you. But AutoSave keeps you at or below the utility pricing. I just told you that. But ThinkSmart is the brain of the system, learning your patterns and optimizing energy use. And that smart thermostat that you've got to have, integrated climate control that works with your battery to maximize efficiency. And even before you get your battery, it starts working in your home. The battery is the headline, but the ecosystem is the breakthrough. So I'll ask you again, were you there when the internet started? Were you there when the smartphones changed everything? Were you there when streaming disrupted TV? Most of us weren't, but you're here now. And where will you be when the energy grid changes? Listen, guys, smart energy with home batteries and virtual power plants is that wave right now. Before it becomes obvious, before everybody understands it, before it's just what homes do, the question isn't whether this will become normal. The question is, will you be early or will you be everyone else? Because if you're watching this, you've been invited to the table. Now, you have 2 choices. You can save or get paid to save. If your choice is to save, then guess what? The person who invited you is ready to help you start saving. They want to look at your bill. They want to do what's necessary. They want to get you signed up with either our ThinkSmart technology, or they want to get you signed up with our AutoSave, and possibly if you're in a state where we have the community solar, that's where you're going to start, or all of the above. But you might know somebody else who would also like to save. And if you know anybody else that would like to save, then how cool would it be for you to get paid to help somebody else to save? Now, if that's you, then give me about 10 more minutes and let me show you how you can get paid to save. Actually, even your own home or your apartment or wherever you live, you can get paid to sign up your own electricity. What if you could get paid every single time people use electricity because you help them make better energy choices? But before I tell you that, let me tell you about our CEO, who is the brains behind this, who is the visionary. This gentleman, founder and CEO Michael Falquist, is absolutely amazing. He was the founder and CEO of Viridian Energy that did humongous things, and he was the founder, director, and CEO of Creus Energy. All of that's important. But you know what's the most important thing? A company by the name of Oak Tree Capital. You do the research. They gave this man $100 million to build a best-in-class sustainable energy platform. Who does that? Who do you trust? Who trusts you enough to give you $1,000? And he acquired Think Energy in November of 2022 and rebranded and relaunched it in February of 2023. So if you go and do some research and find the name Think Energy, and it was before the date of February 2023, that is not us, because he took that company from a 1-point rating on Trustpilot to a 4.4 rating out of 5 on Trustpilot. So let's talk about this now. How about 9 ways of getting paid? Well, let me ask you, how many bills do you have? Do you have at least 10? Because maybe you're on a job where you get one way of getting paid. You're getting paid linear. You go to work and you get paid. And if you don't go to work, you don't get paid. But what would happen if you had 9 other streams of income coming in? Then you become an energy advisor. You get paid to save just by becoming an advisor, just for your own bill. And it only costs $59 per year. Where in the world can you start your own business for just $59 business? If you're a business owner and you're listening to this, you know that's not usually possible. because it costs thousands of dollars to start your own business with all the inventory and et cetera, to start a franchise. And you don't have to pay any monthly fees. I've been in businesses where you always have to pay a monthly fee for a product. You've got something you've got to always get. It's on auto ship. You've got a website you got to pay for, but not here. You only pay 364 days later, $149 for your renewal. And if, for any reason, that you decide it did not work for you, you don't have to pay it. There are no contracts. But you're going to get, for that $59, a proven system, your own website, your own app to use, your back office, your web office. You're going to get a whole marketing center for your flyers and all your business cards. And you're going to get a website for not only the advisor, but for your customer. And we will make sure that you have all the certification, because this is an industry that's regulated, and we have to have certification in all of the states where we are active. And then let's talk about the money. Because see, here's what's important. Not the $59. What's important is how quickly can you make your money back, right? So let's just say this. If you're in an area where there's electricity and you sign up in enrollment, let's say your own house, your own apartment, that's going to be $20. And then if you're in a place where you can get community solar, you're going to get anywhere from $30 to $50. So let's do the math. If you can get 50 and 20, that's $70. You just made your money back. You made your money back in less than 24 hours. And that's not even including the residual income. And then if you have somebody else in your life that decides, look, I need another stream of income too. Well, guess what? They make that $70, up to $70, and you make anywhere up to $35 in the same scenario. And then as you continue to build your business and we rank up, you have the potential of earning to infinity. No matter how many people we help, no matter how many people decide that they want another stream of income, you can make up to $64 per person. Absolutely amazing. So you get all of this for that $59. Now, we teach you our system. What is our system? It's called 535. That literally means we're going to teach you and walk you through this process of first getting 5 energy or solar customers, auto-save. And that's points, not necessarily customers. Because in some households, you can get up to 3 points per household because they get in various services. But we'll teach you all of these things. And then we recruit 3 new energy advisors, and we teach them to do the same thing. When you do that one time, you've just hit the first rank of regional energy advisor with 20 team customer points. And you can earn up to $825, plus now you'll start receiving residual income month after month after month. So many ranks and so many bonuses this company gives out. That's what's amazing to me. Because when you hit that regional energy advisor with those 5, 3, 5, which is 5 personal customer points, 20 team customer points, the company says you can get more points in one household, any 1 to 4 or 1 to 7, but the company will give you a bonus of $100. If you do that within 30 days, they'll double it and you'll get $200. If it takes you longer than 30 days, if it takes you 30 years, they're still going to give you that $100 just because you reached it. And then when you get to the next level of senior energy advisor, you get a bonus of $250. And if you do it within 90 days, they double that to $500. How cool is that? How generous is that? But again, if it takes you longer than 90 days, let's say it takes you a year to get to senior energy advisor. Some people do it very, very quickly, but it doesn't matter. You may be on a job. You may be on in your business, and it may take you longer, but either way, you still will benefit and get $250. There are so many businesses that if you don't reach it in a certain length of time, the bonus goes away, but not here. When you hit director, your bonus is $500, and if you do it within 120 days, you get $1,000. And that continues to go on and on and on through every rank that we have, from regional director all the way down to senior partner. And by the time you get through that whole hierarchy, you will have accumulated over $84,350 in leadership bonus points, and accelerated when you do it within those times of 30, 90, and 120 days, $1,700. Absolutely amazing. But you know what blesses me more than all of that is the monthly residual pay. You understand what that is? That's to make money while you're asleep. That's the times when you don't feel like getting up, going to work. That's the times when you're on vacation and you're still getting paid. Cha-ching. And see, we teach you the 5-3-5, but there are people that do 20, 100, 200, 200 advisors, 200 customers. I mean, you know, overachievers, yes, but guess what? If you just did the minimum, let's go there. Maybe this is in your spare time, or you're doing it part-time. You're not able to do it full-time. And if you just did the bare minimum and got 3 advisors, and then those 3 got 3, and that's 9, and they got 3, and that's 27. You know how the compound works, right? By the time you finish that, you would have 88,572 advisors, just getting your 3. And then if you just got the bare minimum of 5 customers, just the bare minimum, do you know 5 people that would like to save money on their electricity? And then those 5 get 5, and those 15 get 5, and those 45 get 5. By the time you compound down to the 10th level, you would have 442,860 customers paying electricity bills, and cha-ching, every month, you're getting a check. And this is just what we're talking about band 1. Band 1 is like a small apartment, a studio apartment. Band 7, you go all the way to band 7, and we're talking about a large commercial building. And you're making that residual income month after month after month after month, and down to infinite levels. Absolutely amazing. And still, we're not even talking about the community solar residuals that you make for the first 5 years, 50% to 100% of their electricity. But then, to top it all off, partner. This is where we all want to get. Because when you hit partner, see, there's a pool. Every time a customer signs up and pays their bill, money goes into the partner pool. And this pool money is shared monthly with the partners. We have currently 3 regional partners. And when you become a partner, you get 1 share of that pool. Now, what is that share of? Everybody's bill from the day the company starts. I don't care if you become partner in year 7, the next day after year 7, the next month, you get a check from the bills that everybody pays from the day the company joined, not from the day you became partners. Oh my God. Are you ready to be partner? And then the company always has promotions that are going on. I mean, even right now, there are promotions for those of us who attended the conference this past November. There are promotions when you sign up as an EA and then you get a customer within 72 hours, there's extra money. And if you do 3 customers in 7 days, there's extra money outside of what I just showed you. And that's going to last until December 31st. We've got certain markets that have certain particular promotions going on in that particular market. New Jersey has a promotion. But listen, guys, Think Energy is the only company that offers all these services: community solar, autosave, Think Smart, and the virtual power plant coming soon with the battery. So look at this map. It's not only about where you live, because you may say, Dr. Roz, I don't have anybody, my state is not on this list. It's okay. Who do you know? Who do you know that lives in any of these states that you could begin to benefit from helping them save? That's all we do. We don't have to worry about somebody taking a pill, taking a cream, buying a product. I never have to ask somebody, did you pay your light bill? That's why we're inviting you to be a part of our community. And that's why you want to thank the person who invited you. If you have any questions, please get back with them and let's get your questions answered. Timing is everything. We don't want to be on that other end that we look back and said, I was there, but I didn't move. Bye for now.